Hello everybody, my name is Levi Clay and today I am here to tell you about a guitar book that you must own. Now, of all of the books that I've talked about in this series, this one I've owned probably, definitely longer than any of the others. This one I purchased many years ago when I was in college. I used to get a guitar book every couple of weeks when my money would come in, my funding would come in, my earnings. And that book is Speed Mechanics for Lead Guitar by Troy Stetina. Or Stetina. I've always said Stetina, but Stetina makes more sense, I guess. Troy's Speed Mechanics for Lead Guitar, yes. I don't know where, but the CD for this one disappeared many years ago, but what I do still have in this book are the artifacts of my practice sessions. You won't be able to see these, I'm sure, but all of the pencil markings where I'm marking in the tempos that I was achieving on that given practice session to sort of grade my speed. There I've said that word, speed, and it's kind of in the title of the book, speed. This book is definitely one for anybody wanting to get into the mechanics of playing faster. Now, in terms of comprehensive styles for comprehensive concepts for speed and developing of speed, there's only so much that you can get from a book. But this was definitely one that was quite influential in my early days of playing. I believe that the material presented here has been, I don't want to say improved upon, but it's been delved into considerably more by fantastic educators like Troy Grady. If you're unfamiliar with Troy's cracking the code stuff, that's essential. Everyone has to go out and look at that. The parts that were quite useful for me when I was younger was understanding the difference between things like inside and outside picking and taking mechanics, basic mechanics. Here there's 5 basic mechanics, practicing those mechanics across 8 picked notes, getting to grips with that picking mechanic and then understanding how that mechanic could then be applied to a longer line. A very useful method of developing picking. He also, and this is another thing that was quite useful to me, talks about the art of practicing, how to practice, how to get the most from your practice sessions. This transition time page was very influential in my understanding of how to develop my speed, but not just develop my speed, but once I'd achieved my speed, to grade my speed and say, well, is this good? It's fast, yes, but am I executing my ideas well? Not just cleanly, but are the transitions good between notes? That's something that's obviously fundamental to playing fast. Things like dynamics, the covering of dynamics and getting you to practice exercises at varying levels of dynamic intensity, very quiet, crescendos, playing quietly and getting louder, incredibly loud and getting softer, sforzandos and the like, accents, and developing these concepts. Very interesting if you want to take your technique seriously and have a book that's going to cover a load of that. We do unfortunately have the tried and tested, slightly, I don't want to say irrelevant, but I just want to vomit every time I hear it. Flight of the Bumblebee is one of the case studies, which is, something that I'm tired of hearing myself. But outside of that, speed exercises, sequences, he delves into sweep picking concepts and how to use those. And then here's the odd part, he does talk about rhythmic ability, and then you've got all these 12-bar rhythms and syncopation and stuff like that. It doesn't seem like the most important part for this book, but like I say, it's really the teaching that is interesting, talking about creativity, musical value. These pages of text are invaluable to anybody that's trying to consolidate their thoughts in terms of their development of as a player into one what's the word I'm looking for, one focused idea, one focused, putting you in the right direction, getting you focused. It's a lot of words to say something very simple there. There's also a transcription of Bach's Prelude in D. Again, just looking at this, it's definitely arranged for pick style guitar, but it feels very much like something that is at odds with the rest of the book. That's something that's very classical in nature and would suit playing on a classical guitar. Up until that point, everything would work great with distortion, but that example definitely best played clean. But what do you guys think? Speed Mechanics for Lead Guitar. Is this one you own? Is it one that you've read? Do you rate it? Do you not rate it? I'm happy to argue with you either way. If you don't, if you do, cool, just drop a comment in the box below and hit the subscribe button because it helps the channel out. And most importantly, hit the like button and share it with all of your friends, all of your many friends, because us guitar players that spend 8 hours a day practicing are well known for having lots of friends. Peace out, guys. Till next time, I've been Levi Clay, and I'll see you soon.
And finally, as many of you will already know, I've decided to launch a Patreon account to help support this channel and help bring you even more content. The people that you can see listed here have generously supported this channel at $10 or more. If this is something that you'd be interested in being featured on, please do check out the link in the description below where you can find out how to get this and a whole bunch more goodies like my monthly transcription challenge. Thanks guys, your support is really appreciated.